Hello, everybody, wherever you may be, from coast to coast and sea to shine and sea. Welcome back to Ham Radio Live, where the world comes to talk about radio. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Amateur extra questions and answers. Plus, I'm going to have you help me learn FT8. And we'll have your best Bouvet and Crozet Island information, too. Welcome back.
What's an hour of the day? We throw at least one away. Walk the streets half a year, trying to find a new career. Now if you get a flu attack, for 30 days you're on your back. Through the night I'll send you dance. Baby, give me half a chance. It only takes a minute, girl, to fall in love, to fall in love. It only takes a minute, girl, to fall in love. Let's fall in love. Now in the unemployment lines, you can spend your life reading signs, waiting for your interview. They can shoot the whole day for you. Yeah, now winter's gonna turn to spring, and you're having accomplished the thing. So baby, leave a little time, 'cause you never know what's on my mind. Yeah, it only takes a minute, girl, to fall in love, to fall in love. It only takes a minute, girl, to fall in love. Let's fall in love.
1975, the group is Tavares. Only takes a minute. That's a great song, too. #1 hit in places of the world like the States. It is Saturday, February 11th, 2023, and I'm so grateful to be a part of your day today. We're going to have a lot of fun on the show. Amateur extra questions and answers. My best QSO ever. And it's not because of distance, it's because of what we talked about. I'll share that with you today. And I'm going to lean on you to help me learn FT8. How much fun will this one be, huh? It'll be a lot of fun. And I'm going to throw in some good information for you for both Bouvet Island and Crozet Island, too. So why don't we wind up the show, flip the switches, and say, away we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Shack in Oregon. It is so doggone nice to be back on YouTube again, my gosh. Oh, man. Happy Saturday, everybody. It has been so long, and I'm very, very sorry. I just am grateful to be here, and I'll just stop right there. I'm so grateful to be here. We've got a huge show today. It's going to go long, so for people that are YouTube junkies about amateur radio, you're going to love this show for sure. Yeah, a lot of stuff. We're going to go through amateur extra questions and answers, plus we're going to talk about FT8. You're going to help me relearn it, because I need to be able to try and work both Bouvet and Crozet. And in exchange, I'm going to share with you some very important stats and facts about both DXPeditions that are on the air simultaneously right now. And we'll throw in a good thank you to somebody and your Friday funnies as well. Let's find out first how to get an amateur radio. If you'd like to get your license, great way to learn is to get a hold of someone like the American Radio Relay League. They're phenomenal people at helping people find local amateur radio clubs to where they live. And this is so important because you learn through a local club. To find the local club, contact the American Radio Relay League, www.arrl.org. That's arrl.org. Just hit the contact us bar, let them know you want your license. They'll send you an email back with a local to you amateur radio club that you get to know, and they'll help you get licensed. www.arrl.org. Our show email here is info@hamradiolive.org. And a show topic question today: how hard will you try to work FT8WW? And that's the little DXPedition that no one's talking about, really. 3Y0J has captured all the headlines lately, right? But seriously, FT8WW is number 3 on DXCC, and it's still active. So are you going to try and work 1, 2, or just say forget it. Let me know, and we will make it part of today's program. All right, let's find out exactly who's first, second, and third to the show today. And thank you for coming, by the way, on a Saturday. Our first person coming in all the way from the state of Wisconsin, that would be William Myers, Kilo Alpha 8 Golf India Mike. Why don't we start the show by giving him some big beep beep? How about that, William?
Meep, meep.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming back. Good to have you, William. Thanks for being here. Robert Varner, Kilo Charlie 2, Tango Echo Lima, welcome. Give him some big applause. Hi, Robert. A good Saturday afternoon to you there. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. From the beautiful state of California, this is Todd. And Todd, thank you for joining us again. I'm so glad I haven't changed your mind and made you kind of like turn the frequency away from this channel, even though that's not possible. But thank you, Todd. Kilo 6 Sierra Union Delta. It's good to have you. Sanger, California checks in. Hi, Todd. Good to have you. Continent number 2 shows up. That's number 2. Martin from Holland, Pop Echo 9 Tango India Golf. Welcome to the show. It's good to have you, my friend. Always good to have Martin here. Always is. Ron Walensky, my Northwestern mate. November 8, Whiskey Charlie Romeo. Hi there, my friend. My brother Bob, welcome, courtesy of WIFI. And Tavares from a very long time ago. Indeed. Steve worked a summit on the air on 2 meters and 77 today. Let's give him some claps for that. That's good. He says, from portable locations, some CQ Worldwide Riddie contest on HF on ham radio today. That's very good. Yep. Expanding that toolbox. You kind of go from a small toolbox into a bigger one, then pretty soon you got like a chest, right? One of those big tall chests, because you've worked a lot of different things in amateur radio. Steve, welcome. Mike 1, Sierra Delta Hotel to the show. And that's pretty cool. Rodney joins us from Holland, Pop Alpha 9 Romeo Whiskey. Good to see you, my friend, as always. Hi, Rodney. Man, oh man. Rodney, I will not answer today's questions for obvious reasons.
And I didn't like it one bit.
That's kind of putting it mildly for him. He had the call. Do you know that? He had 3Y0J. He had it. And then somebody decided to go ahead and start QRMing all over the part where the signal report gets exchanged. Oh, so he lost the call. He had them. They called him back. He was given signal report, and somebody goes and does a whole bunch of QRM on frequency and destroyed the call. So I understand completely, Ron. That's a tough way to lose it, man. Oh, man. Hang in there. There's 2, and that's the hard part. People are not remembering. There are 2 major DXPeditions going on, and they're both the top 2, but the top 3. These are in the top 3. This hasn't happened, at least that I've been able to see, at the same time, which is very, very rare, guys. Aaron Lutz joins us from Canada, Victor Echo 5, Echo Mike Lima, and he says, oh, Bouvet, it's a mess. Yeah, they call the zoo a mess and everything else. But hang in there. We'll figure it out together. We will. We'll figure it out together, and we'll hopefully help you out with that. Rob Q from Los Angeles. Welcome, Rob. Always good to see you. Steve says on the topic question, I may try, but I just want to have fun and not stress about it. I have plenty of other DX entities I need to work anyway. There you go. It's a great attitude, right? He worked Namibia. First time today on radio teletype contest, for example. That's very good, Steve. See, he's looking at the good part. See, in today's show, I'm going to share with you my favorite QSO I've ever had. And I mean, I love the one with Bretton Meadows. That will always be right at the top for me, because it was such a great time to spend with both him and his wife, Sam. I loved that call. Victor Kilo 3 Charlie Mike. That was great. Had a guy that used to work in NBC. We had that about 2 years ago on the show. Great call. It went like 10 minutes. It was great. He shared lots of stories about the old days at national, NBC here in the States, right? It was great. But this guy, wait till you hear this QSO. It's fantastic. It's from a guy who grew up at Radio Netherlands shortwave site. His dad was the chief engineer for that. I can't wait to share that with you. It's going to be a lot of fun. Gay Night, welcome back. It's so nice to have you from Shropshire in the United Kingdom. Welcome, Gay. Good to see you. Good evening to you. I hope things are going well. Renee Anderson. Hi, Renee. Look at this. Oscar Zulu 1 Romeo Delta. He says, I'm a 5'9" there. I'll take it. Thank you so much. Isn't that nice? Wow. That's so cool. It's very nice to meet you, Renee. My name is Larry, and it's a pleasure to have you here on the show. If you have any questions or want to ask the topic question, don't hesitate to do so. All right. And I want to also let you know, too, that sometimes things get a little silly around here. And we try and do our best to keep things under control. But Renee has got, I'll show you real quick, because this is fun for me to do. So let me just kind of quickly. There we go. There is the screen for Renee. There you go. There's his stuff. Isn't that cool? Look what he's done. My gosh. He's worked everything. He's got South America. He's got continents. Africa, North America, Asia, Europe, grid squares, 12 days of Christmas, and a partridge in a pear tree. Well done, sir. Renee, it's beautiful. Right there in Denmark. And I'm Danish. I have a lot of Danish blood in me. I'm 50% Dane. As you can tell, probably from the very lots of not so much blonde hair, but the blue eyes. Renee, it's good to have you again. Thank you for coming. 5'9" in Denmark. Wow, is that cool or what? Let me get back to your comments real quick, and we're going to start the show. A lot to cover today. Will Myers in Wisconsin, topic question. I'll try, but I want to make sure I'm working them correctly before I transmit. That's excellent. Very, very good. I think we got everybody together here. I don't think I'm missing anybody. Let me just make sure I'm not. Oh, wait, Nikolai's here from Romania. Hi, Nikolai. Yankee Oscar 8, November, India, Kilo. Good to have you.
What's up, Doc?
There you go. Gay said we had an X-Flare to, yep. And you know, the X-Flare came up, and it was a short radio blackout when it happened. But look at the solar flux index. Are you happy today? You should be very happy today. It is so good today to be an amateur radio. It really is. Solar flux index 208. And it's about to give us a new number today. So we'll see how that goes. Gay, thank you for that. And yeah, it goes out pretty quickly, but then it comes in and it works well. Ronnie says, no, Ham Radio Live in the weeds. There's a story there. Yeah, there's a guy that's on the radio, and he kind of thinks that one frequency is kind of his. And anyway, he's not the happiest of people, unfortunately. And so he's been on the show many times, and we share some of the stuff that, from that QSO, unfortunately. But what he would say is, you're in the weeds. And yeah, it's kind of tough. So he's remembering a very old memory here on the channel. It's good to have you, my friend. William, Alpha Delta India Tango in Toledo, Ohio. Welcome back. And we are caught up. Let's get on to the show here. WRMI. I have two shows there. First, CQ Calling, powered by Icom. This is a news information show. So it's got amateur radio news. It has some DX news too, by the way, and also your HF forecast for both the amateur and shortwave bands. It's on Thursdays around the world. Then the fun thing, Over the Horizon Radio comes on all over the world, really. It's North America and Europe and Africa and the Middle East and Australia, New Zealand and the Pacific Rim. The whole world gets a chance at this, and the last show is tonight. So it's going to be at 10 p.m. Eastern, that's 7 Pacific at 93.95 kilohertz. If you can correctly tell me content on the show, it could just be 3 songs, that's fine. You can get a brand shiny new QSL card just like this one in your email box. Yes, you can. Hey, by the way, I didn't tell you this yet. The latest one went out to Moscow. So number 8 and number 10 both went to Russia, which I think is kind of cool. We're going to work today on helping me to learn how to put in the laptop again and set up the 7610 for FT8. And I'm going to rely on you to help me with that. I've got the laptop here. I thought I have all the settings correct, but because the 3Y0J is running Fox and Hound, I need to make a quick change to it, but somehow my laptop lost stuff. So I'm going to ask you to help me fix it and make it work. And hopefully in doing so, we can help other people learn to use FT8 as well. So I'm counting on your help today, all right? Also, today is such a big show because the club blog, now this is where DXCC is from. It starts here, right? And it talks about from the most difficult place in the world to work all the way to the easiest place to work. And the U.S. is the easiest. So anyway, as you go up the chain, you start running into places that are uninhabited, right? So like, Crozet Island, Bouvet Island, both uninhabited islands in the Southern Ocean. And they're both on the air right now, all right? Theory, Fox 6, Charlie Union Kilo got an extension. He did get that. So FT8WW is still on the air, only for a short time, though. He can only be on for about 2.5, maybe 2 weeks now. So you can still work FT8 Whiskey at Crozet Island. Here is the DX spots, just to give you an idea of where they've been mostly on the air. A lot of the activity, you can see 51.3% is on, looks like 17 meters, 15 meters, about 15.1%, and then 20 meter band, 25.1%. Most of the calls he's making are going to Europe, and that's similar to Bouvet, very similar. But unlike Bouvet, most of his spots are on 20 meters. So 20 is king for theory, FT8 Whiskey. 15 is way down there at third. And then, of course, the 30 meter band, where he's running a lot of digital, is right there at number 2. Now, for continents, who's making the call mostly to FT8 Whiskey, Europe is in the lead, followed by North America, 29.7%. Europe's got 57.6%. So again, Europe making most of the calls or QSOs to Crozet Island. Okay, the spots, these are from about 25 minutes ago. So give you an idea of where they're at. You see they're on 20 meters, and then you see them on 15 meters there, and they're listed, for both. So these are good frequencies for FT8 Whiskey. 3Y0J is working today, and this came out just about 2 hours, maybe 3 hours ago. And it was Morse code. They're at 21.020, FT8 18.107. So that's why I'm asking you to help me reset up FT8 in the laptop, because I'd like to try. I mean, I don't know that I'll have a chance, but I'll certainly try it to see if I can work them, because they're trying to get 200,000 QSOs, and it's the DXPedition for Bouvet has been downgraded a bit because they've had a lot of really bad weather. The issue is the antennas and the amplifiers not in place yet for them. And so they're trying to get everything on the island and working and all of that stuff. So they're working so hard to get everything done in terrible conditions where they have to come over on a Zodiac in survival suits because it's so cold where they're at. This is a tough DXPedition, but they're working hard and they're trying to make as many calls as they can. FT8's a big deal because they can work in Fox and Hound mode 4 different trails on the screen. That helps. And we're going to talk about Fox and Hound on FT8 today. Also, this is where distribution by band, all right? Most of it is on the 15 meter band. That's where we were talking about before the DXPedition started. That's right around their maximum usable frequency. From there, they spend a little bit of time then on 17, and they go to 20. Look at 20 comparison there to the 15 meter band. It's totally different. But they do also work a lot on 30. 30 meters has quite a bit of work on it. 30 is the darker green one there at 21.3%. So that's the second most that they're working, 30 meters and 15 meters, okay? This shows it a little bit easier to read by continent. 15 meters way up there at the top, 30 meters, so they're working lots of digital there, whether it be Morse code or FT8, then 20 meters and, 17. So it shows where they're working. Today, they're planning to be on 15 and 17 daytime, right? As night falls, they'll try and go back and work 17 and then the 20 meter band. DX spots by continent, Europe at more than half, North America at 29.6, very similar to the numbers of FT8 Whiskey. Very, very similar. So both DXPeditions are doing about the same thing. DX spots, these are again from about maybe an hour ago. So it gives you an idea on 15 meters, 21.020, and then on the 17 meter band, they're at 18.107. So that's where they're at. And look at the radio here. You can see where they're at. Look at the gigantic pile up there. You see that? I mean, how can you miss all that? That is just an insane amount of calls that are going right there for digital for, Bouvet Island. That's what that one's all about. So it'll be interesting to see how things go. By the way, guys, don't forget, 12 days of QRZ is still going on. You still have a chance to February 28th to get a 12 days of QRZ award. Yep. And that's kind of cool. You can win this certificate from QRZ, and it's just a little thing saying what you accomplished, and that's neat. So you still have some time to get this. Also, for new amateurs, the Jumpstart program is still open by QRZ and Gigaparts. You can get a brand new radio if you're a new licensee and get yourself on QRZ. That is absolutely free, and that's pretty cool from Gigaparts and QRZ. That's good. Good to get you started. Great way to get started in amateur radio, right? I think so. Aaron says, when I was listening to Bouvet, they were transmitting opposite what I can do with WSJTX. very frustrating. We're going to talk about that. I'll talk to you. This is weird. I'm going to ask you to help set up my laptop and the radio so we can work, FT8. But I also have a great video on how to work split FT8, how to work Fox and Hound. It's a good video, and I hope you enjoyed that. I really do. I think in Steve, yep, too many people pressing the push to talk without listening, and that's really what's happening a lot. And William says from Wisconsin, thanks, Steve. I don't want to ruin anyone else's contact by incorrectly transmitting or transmitting at the wrong time. And I think just there's a lot of intentional intentional QRM going on. There have been tons of people complaining about this, and it's been going on for days now. So yeah, Amir, welcome back. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you. It's so good to see you, my friend. Thank you for coming back. What an honor. Nikolai says he's going to try and work them, but not sure I can make a contact with my allowed 50 watts. You'd be surprised. 50 watts can go a long ways, and they're not that far from you. That's the advantage. They're due south to the southwest and southeast from where you live. And you can make the call. You really can. 50 watts. Don't give up, Nikolai. You can do this. You can, especially digital. Cliff Boltz joins us from the beautiful state, we call it the Commonwealth of Virginia. Whiskey Delta 4 Oscar Bravo Papa. Thank you for coming. Roger McKeon joins us also from Spokane. Kilo Juliet 7 Lima X-Ray Molly Mixed K9. Good to have you as well. And Rodney, thank you for putting the band conditions right there on our website. That's a really, really cool thing. Spike, oh no, look who I found broadcasting. That's great. Awesome. Aaron says no option for picking first or second in Fox and Hound mode. We'll show you today, and I hope it helps. I hope it does. Don't forget, today's topic question, how hard will you try to work FT8WW, which is Crozet Island, and the 3Y0J Bouvet DXPedition on your radio? We're going to get to Ham Bites today. This is for the Amateur Extra license. They power this segment. I'm very grateful that they do. Ham Test Online is a great program to help you license or license up. And even around the world, the theory is there, and they help you to learn how to understand the theory. A wonderful online resource at www.hamtestonline.com, and they have a 100% money-back guarantee if you don't pass the test. Let's get to that first question. I need a drink of water, so thank you. Which of the following amateur stations may transmit one-way communications? Okay, so one way. And in amateur radio, we're taught that you cannot transmit one-way communications. That would be a broadcast. See the difference? If you're making QSOs, if you're calling CQ, you're asking for people to call you back. That's different than broadcasting. That's a one-way communication. On this one, let me show you a really quick way to do this, right? The answer is a space station, beacon station, or telecommand station, right? If you take a look at these, all right, there's only one that has a space station. You see that? And there's only one that has a beacon. And the beacon one should stand out to you because we use beacons to determine propagation from where we live to other places in the world. Beacons are very helpful for us to be able to work in amateur radio and know where we can work. So remember, it's a space station, a beacon station, or a telecommand station, and you'll have the answer right. Again, this is the Amateur Extra license in the States. Your laws will probably be very different than ours here. So the law questions, like the things you have to follow for the Federal Communications Commission, that's for the states. But the theory will work for you wherever you live in the world, which is kind of cool. All right, in figure E6-1, what is the schematic symbol for an N-channel dual-gate MOSFET? I know this is like a $50 word here, all right? Remember, when you see N, the arrow is pointing in, all right? So the arrow's not pointing out of the circle. The arrow's going to point into the circle. All right, that only one that does this on a and it's going to be 4 different channels on this transition, 4 different pieces coming out, all right? Gate 1, gate 2, drain, and so forth. See number 4? That's your answer. It's number 4. The arrow's pointing in. So an N-channel dual gate MOSFET, and you see gate 1 and gate 2 listed there, so you know that's a dual channel, right? And the arrow's pointing in. That's how you do it. It's really simple. 4 is the right answer there. Just remember arrow pointing in when you get that question. All right, and this talks a little bit about it, and it gives you that little tip there. N-channel FETs have the arrow pointing into the circle. The symbols for MOSFETs have a gap between the gate and the conductive channel, representing the thin insulating layer. Dual gate MOSFETs have two gates labeled gate 1 and dual G1 and G2, and they're very useful. We use them a lot in amplifiers here at Amateur Radio. Next, what is the name of the diagram used to show the phase relationship between impedances at a given frequency? This is a simple phasor diagram, and you might think that's not even possible, but it is. It's a phasor diagram. So, of course, we get the next picture, and you're going to see you, Mr. Spock, of course, right?
What we're dealing with here is a complete lack of respect for the law.
Look at that star date, 50J25. Excellent. A phasor or phase diagram is a vector representing a sine wave where the magnitude, which is the length of the vector, represents the amplitude and the angular direction represents the phase angle. Yep, just called a phasor diagram. You'll have it right. You'll have it right. Which S parameter represents input port return loss or reflection coefficient equivalent to VSWR? It's S11. Just remember S11, and you'll have this one correct, right? Next up, what of the following instruments would be the most accurate for measuring the RMS voltage of a complex waveform? This one, remember, true. You want the true waveform, right? True. That's B. A true RMS calculating meter. That's the answer. So when you see this, if you see the RMS voltage of a complex waveform, remember it's true, and you'll have it right every time. All right, which filter type is described as having ripple in the passband and a sharp cutoff? And we're going to make this what we call an all-in, where everybody gets to play along, okay? So everybody just jump on your keyboards. Don't do that. Just type on them, and I'll be fine. Which filter type is described as having ripple in the passband and a sharp cutoff? Is it A, Butterworth filter, C, a Chebyshev filter, C, an active LC filter, or D, a passive op-amp? Remember, A is Butterworth, B is a Chebyshev, C is an active LC filter, and D is a passive op-amp filter. A, B, C, or D. The person who gets it right gets ta-da and some big applause. Good luck today, you guys. Good luck and happy Saturday. First up on our all-in question, with ripple in the passband. Remember, there's a ripple there. Let's see if we got it. But yeah, by the way, this is great. Rodney asked if that's Buford T. Justice, and he would be, you know what? He would actually be absolutely right. That is Buford D. Justice.
Yeah, for some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
There he is again for you, Rodney. Yeah, clear failure to communicate. Excellent. Yep. Nikolai, have a great night. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful night's rest. Yankee House, great November in the Aquila. Ripple in the passband filter. The answer here is B. It's a Chebyshev. It's just a Chebyshev filter. That's all it is. Next up, on the Amateur Extra, courtesy of Hamtest Online. A CW, if people who aren't in amateur radio, CW means Morse code with an AGC, automatic gain, okay, off, has the equivalent input noise power density of minus 174 dBm over hertz. What would be the level of an unmodulated carrier input to this receiver that would yield an audio input? It's not over yet.
That's shocking.
I know. It would yield an audio output, SNR of 0 dB in a 400 hertz noise bandwidth. Okay. Now, please don't leave the channel yet. You don't have to leave the channel. Okay. The answer here is just simply minus 148 dBm. And this is great. What I love about what they did here, okay, look at the answers below, what you could do. See text, show formula, show calculation, or do this math in your head. And I love that. So in your head, you don't have a calculator. You don't have to do the math in your head. You need to multiply minus 174 dBm by 400. Remember, multiplying by 10 is the same as adding 10 decibels. Multiplying by 2, approximately the same as adding 3 decibels. 400 is equal to 10 times 10 times 2 times 2. Therefore, minus 174 dBm times 400 equals minus 174 dBm plus 10 plus 10 plus 3 plus 3 equals minus 148 dBm. You have the answer. That's it. That's a neat little trick. It really is. Next. What's the approximate maximum separation measured along the surface of the Earth between two stations communicating by EME? And that's moon bounce. So we bounce signals off the moon. Remember, 12,000 miles. That's it. 12,000 miles. It's the largest number they give you. And it might sound strange, but remember, this is about the maximum distance the moon can be visible from two different places on planet Earth, about 12,000 miles. That's the answer to this question. All right, and this talks a little about moon bounce and the antennas that they use to be able to work that. All right, we got two more. What's the function of a loading coil used as part of an HF mobile antenna? All right, a loading coil is there to cancel capacitive reactance because it's a short antenna. Okay, and when you use a loading coil, you're canceling capacitive reactance in it. That's all. Last question. What transmitter frequencies would cause an intermodulation product signal in a receiver tuned to 146.70 megahertz when a nearby station transmits at 146.52? All right. Look for the answer as 34 in it. I know it sounds weird. I get it. Sounds weird. 146.34 megahertz and 146.41 megahertz is the correct answer. This was a tough set of questions today. A lot of math on this one. It's kind of weird. Thanks a lot to Ham Test Online for powering our Ham Bite segment, Amateur Extra. They have a 100% money-back guarantee if you don't pass the test. You can find them online at www.hamtestonline.com. I love what Todd said. I got nothing. That's great. Yeah, those were weird questions. No question at all. I've had some fun. I haven't had a whole lot of time the last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah, 4 weeks maybe. I don't know. It's been so long. Can't count anymore. I just got like 1 or 2 shows a weekend lately. But I do have a chance sometimes to sit up here when Bob's getting ready to work on something we have to work on together every day. And I have a chance to try and work some DX. So yesterday I had the BuddiHex pointed to right, literally focused on Bouvet Island, right? And I got this call. Take a listen. Kilo 7 Hotel November.
Okay, Kilowatt 7 Hotel November. Larry, that's correct?
That's correct. That's correct. Name is Larry, Lima Alpha, Romeo Yankee, QTH, Independence, Oregon. You're coming in about a 4x4, 44 in Oregon. Over.
Okay, thank you very much, Larry, for the signal report in Oregon. 4x4, you are 4x5 into San Jose. Thank you very much for the signal report and for response to my call, Larry. You are on the log at QRZ.com, 73 Kilo 7 Hotel November. This is Tango India 2, Victor Alpha India, over.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's an honor to have made the call with you today. Is your mailing address correct on QRZ? Over.
Roger. My email is correct in my QRZ page.
Okay, I'd like to send you a QSL card, so I want to make sure that your address, your mailing address is okay on QRZ.
Roger. It's correct, my email. Thank you very much for the contact, Larry. 73.
Isn't that cool? That was fun. Let me share it with you real quick, all right? So, made the call yesterday. That would be Ivan Valverde, and he's in Central America there in Costa Rica. And look at these beautiful pictures here and some landscapes. I love what he says, some landscapes and wildlife of my beautiful Costa Rica. Isn't this neat? I mean, he's proud of his country and the beauty that it has. And it was such a treat to be able to work him. I want to thank him again for making the call and saying, yep, you can put on the YouTube show. So thank you. Thank you so much. Aren't these beautiful pictures? I would love to see Costa Rica sometime. And this is what makes amateur radio is so much fun because you can meet people from all over the world and learn about their culture and about their lives and things that they do. It is truly a treat to be able to do this. It really is. I had a ball making that call. It really was. It was a lot of fun to be able to do it. So for Yvonne, I want to thank you very, very much. Tango India 2, Victor Alpha India for making the call with Larry here in Oregon. Thank you, buddy. Isn't that cool? Also had a really neat cue, and I want to share it with you. It's my favorite one I've ever done. I don't know, what does it say? I don't know how many calls I've had. Not as many as most. I'm not like, I can't get on there a lot. But I've done, where am I at? Like I'm only at 2,850 QSOs, so it's not tons. But I had the chance this week, early in the week, to make this call to a gentleman who was fantastic. And I want to share this on the show because of the content involved in the Rag Chew. It's not that it was a huge call in terms of distance, right? It was from one side of North America to the other. That's true. But what it was about was even cooler. I want you to meet someone who became a dear friend because of this QSO. Hi, everybody. Let's take a look at the radio here. This is recorded, so please don't try and call me. You certainly can see WWV here. The antenna is very, very low. Let me show you real quick. We're going to go to 10 meters real quick. There'll be some signals here on 10. I'm going to turn the reference down. I'm going to show you the difference between the two antennas real quick, right? Let me turn down the intensity. Here is the BuddiHex, and the BuddiHex is maybe 15 feet high. Here is the vertical. BuddiHex. Vertical. See,
Okay,
this is such a long QSO. I'd like to be able to kind of speed it up for you so it's not killing you too much and waiting like what's going on and why are we dealing with this. I'd like you to meet this gentleman. His name is Robert. He's in Grand Lake, Nova Scotia. And the story behind this is so fascinating. I've been a shortwave DXer. This is my 51st year DXing shortwave and medium wave radio. And this kid, as a kid, grew up right there at the site of Radio Netherlands. And he told me the story about what it was like. I hope you enjoyed this.
Thank you very much for the call.
Hold on, let me get him.
Halifax. Alpha Delta Zero Yankee Lima, Victor Echo number 1, Charlie Hotel Whiskey, over.
So he waited.
Alpha Delta 1, Sierra Hotel Whiskey, Alpha Delta 0,
And I'll get there.
Yankee Lima.
I want you to hear it.
So my dad was a broadcast engineer for that.
Here we go. Well, for me, I appreciate that. Here's the call. And this is where we had a chance to talk, because if you look on his page, it talks about Radio Netherlands, the fourth line down. This was a treat to do this. Hope you enjoy it.
Lima, V1 CHW, over. Oh, thank you, Rob.
So he's peaking to 5'9" for sure.
And I'll let you make a lot more contacts there. So 73, Victor Echo 1, Sierra Hotel Whiskey, Alpha Delta 0, Yankee Lima, 73. Charlie Hotel Whiskey, Canada, Honolulu, Washington, Paul. Icom.
Kilo.
Hotel Washington, thank you for the correction. Yeah, 73 is Crozet 3Y0J CHW.
Kilo 7 Hotel November.
Kilo 7 Hotel November. Good afternoon. My name is Rob Romeo Oscar Bravo, and glad to work here on 10 minutes for the fourth time. Back to you, K78N V1 CHW, over.
Thank you, Robert. It's an honor to work you as well for me. I appreciate that. Thank you, Robert. It's honestly quite a pleasure to work you as well. I've not worked any VE1s before from Oregon, so this is really a treat for me. I saw on your QRZ page something about an antenna from Radio Netherlands. Can you explain that for me a little better?
Well, we live, as a kid, we lived near that antenna site. So my dad was a broadcast engineer for that station. So we had government-supplied housing close to the station, which was nice. But you couldn't play the record player in the afternoon when they were pretty well radiating through the house.
He also had to be very quickly, if you plugged in the low wire antenna, you would get your fingers burned if you just picked that up at the wrong time of the day and not by the insulator. Go ahead.
Wow, what a great story. I love that. Robert, I host a couple of shortwave shows myself on WRMI, so I picked that up right away on your QRZ page. I also do a YouTube show to encourage people to come into amateur radio and try and license up and experience some more of it that they can, because there's just so much to do here. I grew up listening to Radio Netherlands and Radio Australia and the rest of them on shortwave 52 years ago almost, so what a treat that was to hear that story from you. You've got a solid 59. That's a real 5.9 signal here into the Pacific Northwest this morning. Want to thank you very much for accepting my call.
Yeah, very good there. I didn't get your name, as you know.
I didn't give it to him.
I'm stealing it from QRZ, if that's fine with you then, Larry. But yeah, it was a beautiful station. It was really well maintained. There were no. It's too bad they tore the station down. They built another station. Well, first they built another station at a reclaimed piece of land with transmitters that were powered over.
Okay, I'm going to stop for just a second because this is so important. People who are really into World War II stuff, listen to this. It's great.
1 megawatt, and but they couldn't get that station to work very well. It took them 5 years longer than they planned to. It should have been fully automatic. That didn't want to work, and the insulators were blowing up, and they went to the full megawatt. And so the old station they had to keep going for a lot longer than they planned to. Well, by that time my dad was luckily retired. He would not have survived the demolishing of the station. But it was a beautiful site. The antennas too were all very nicely arranged, and they had everything in the building as well. Including their own fire brigade with pumps. They had lathe and drills, a whole machine shop in the station itself, and everything was spick and span when you walked into the building. The funny thing was too, after the war there were not too many technicians left, so the guys that operated the stations that were they all had a radio AM license for starters, and most of them had commercial ticket as well for being on a ship or on an aircraft as a radio operator. Normally the station was manned with about three people to do all the switching, of course.
That's cool.
Different frequencies. But that's all gone now. All those the people, of course, are died, and Radio the Netherlands doesn't transmit anymore at all on shortwave. So there you go. You probably knew that already. Back to you, Larry. K7810 V1CHW over.
Yeah, Victor Echo 1, Charlie Hotel Whiskey, Kilo 7 Hotel November. Thank you. You know what, Robert? I would like to share this on my YouTube channel when I do my next show. There's so much that people wouldn't understand or understand the story about Radio Nederland. And for something I grew up listening to, that was so enjoyable to hear your story there. I really want to say thank you. Would it be okay if I shared that on my YouTube channel?
I can share something else. They also were trapped at the time. They were also transmitting FM at the same time to get messages through their embassies. Wow. And it also was used for calling back the bomber fleet if they had to go somewhere with bombs made in the U.S. QSL. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's probably true. What I liked about Radio Nederlands, I loved the music. First of all, they played a lot of good popular music, but the other thing was they were very
they're very neutral when it came to news. I mean, we all heard the propaganda from Radio Moscow and Radio Berlin and all of that, but it seemed like Radio Netherlands was very good. Like Radio Canada Radio was the same way. The Canadians did a great job of trying to stay neutral and just tell the story and not make it political. I admire the history of Radio Netherlands so much, and listening to it for as many decades as I did, it was heartbreaking to hear them go off the air. And I believe you when you say that you could burn your hand on a wire anywhere near that transmitter. My goodness. Do you remember, by the way, Robert, what the gain was on their antennas?
They had several antennas. I don't know the gain figures, but the curtain antennas, they had 32 dBs. There's 32 dipoles in parallel, so if you want to do the math, you can figure it out. And then I had many wavelength rhombic antennas, but I forgot what the length of them was, QSO.
Yeah, Roger, thank you. Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, at WRMI, it's equal to about 1.4 million watts on most of their beams. And I know Radio Netherlands has to be at least that. They were so good to listen to. My goodness, this has been one of the favorite QSOs I've ever had because it's with somebody that has direct history with a shortwave station that I grew up with. Robert, I don't want to hold the frequency. I know there's lots of people who'd love to call you there, but I want to thank you sincerely, and I mean that. When I cut the show on YouTube, I will email you a copy of it, and I'd like to verify as well. I can send you a QSL card to your address. Is your address correct on QRZ? Over?
Yeah, that is correct.
Very good. All right, Robert. I'll make sure and send that QSL card as soon as I can this week. Thank you so much for this conversation. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Man, what a treat. Victor Echo 1, Charlie Hotel Whiskey. I'll send you the video of it once it's done. Very good wishes from Kilo 7 Hotel November, mate. Okay, so you'd think that would be the end, right? It wasn't. He kept going. Check this out.
A broadcast station. That was built in 38. It was not completed in 38. It was completed by the Germans when they took occupation of the country for a couple of years, 5 years. And the funny thing was the technician that run that was an Austrian technician, of course called into the military, and he was put in charge of the station. And he was made to blow up the station and the antennas when he left, but he couldn't do it. He sent everybody away. He said he would take care of it, and he refused to blow up the antennas and the transmitter. So when they were liberated, everything was in tip-top shape. They had that finished pretty good, and they were ready to put the station back on the air when the enemy was gone. So there was another little thing that happened down there. But yeah, it's and there are not too many pictures of the station anymore either available. They were made and they were stored, and they cleaned it all up, and there are no pictures to be found.
What a shame.
Yeah, what else can I tell you? No, I think that's about it. But it were really, it was manned by a lot of hobbyists. The studios, they were in Hilversum, and the transmitters, they were about 30 kilometers away at another place, which was Eiselstein. The name was Eiselstein, but the place where the station was. They called it Lopik, but it actually was in another town that they called it for the reason that the old local broadcast transmitters were there. So, and the audio came by audio wires, and later on both microwave link and audio used landlines. If one would fail, they would have audio coming by line. K7810 V1CHW, over.
Yeah, thank you. Victor Echo 1, Charlie Hotel Whiskey, Kilo 7 Hotel November. I'm going to stop one thing just popped on the screen, and I want you to know why it's there. If you take a look between the two VFO needles, you'll see it says dual W. I had some fade in his signal. Whenever I get fade, and I can do it because I have both antennas, different. One's a hex beam, the other one is a vertical. I can use them, and if you listen in one ear cup, you'll hear one channel of it, and the other antenna will be coming in the other ear cup. But it helps to avoid some of the fade that was coming our way that day. I'll continue this real briefly. It's not got too much left, that I'll pull the plug on it because I don't want to go forever with it. But this was the most amazing call with this gentleman, and I'm so grateful I had it. Let's finish the queue. Hurricane Ian this past summer destroyed just about every one of the feeder lines at WRMI. It took them a month to get everything put back up, and they still don't have their feeder going. They have the feeder, but they don't have the array rebuilt towards Europe on, I believe it's 11 or maybe it's 13 meters. But anyway, they don't have that even rebuilt yet. They're trying to rebuild it. It's just so expensive today for shortwave stations to stay on the air. So, Radio Netherlands, I remember the sign off. The Closedown was heartbreaking, and you could tell from the gentleman's voice. In fact, it's on YouTube. You can see it. He's literally holding back tears. I mean, that was the very first. You probably know this, but Radio Netherlands was the very first broadcaster on all of shortwave. Over.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't remember. Well, quite often that's
see the difference in the 2 meters.
Something in the country you live in.
The left one is the hex beam. The right one's the vertical.
Some of those people they worked down there. They were very passionate, of their station as well. Even the people at the transmitting site. There was one. There were at least one guy that the national anthem was always played when they shut the transmitters down for the day at around 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, and he waited till the last note was gone.
Bless his heart.
From
the difference in meters is from the difference in antennas.
Before you would switch it off.
Wow.
But they were during the war, of course, they were not allowed to play the national anthem. So
sure.
Those people were very passionate about let the orchestra finish and then wait 2-3 seconds and then they switched the station off because they were only 100 kilowatts, but you need another 50 kilowatts in the modulator, and of course that is tube. So. There's a lot of
the left meter is off the BuddiHex, the right one from the DXPedition Classic.
If they were doing tests or they had transmitters that would not come online for some reason.
So I'll leave it there. The stories are phenomenal, and I'm very grateful. Robert Steenwig, call sign Victor Echo 1, Charlie Hotel Whiskey. Thank you for the best QSO I've ever had in amateur radio. That was really a treat. For an old shortwave junkie who's been listening to shortwave now for over 50 years, that was wonderful. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you. And I mean that sincerely. There's a segment part of that where I'd like to leave you with something. I'm asking you to teach me FT8 today, by the way, to get the radio working with the laptop. In exchange, I'm going to show you a little bit about how you can use diversity reception. And that part right there at the end where you kind of heard the signal start to fade is a perfect example of when you want to use it. Let me show you how it works to the 7610. I'm coming back and I'm going to ask for your help to get FT8 working. All right? Hang in there. Hey gang, want to show you something on the Icom 7610 that I think is its most powerful feature. And I love this radio, and I've talked a lot about it. It's called dual watch. Essentially what it is, it's the same as diversity reception on other radios. But I'd like to show you how you use it, okay? First things first, what we need to do, let's go to the radio. And if you take a look at the left VFO, that left receiver is on antenna 1, right? If you simply press, and I'm just going to do this when you see it here, press on the radio's front, I'm now highlighting the second receiver. You see how it's lit up there, right? The frequency is at 21.344.30. All right. I want that to be on antenna 2. So I'm just going to go in the top corner where it says ANT1, top left, I'm going to press antenna 2. Now, all of a sudden, that receiver 2, is on the vertical antenna. That's on the DXPedition Classic, where antenna 1 here on the left, that would be receiver 1. That's on the BuddiHex at about 29 feet in elevation. So let's take a listen to them after we hit what's called dual watch. First, we'll listen to it out of the single receiver here on the left side.
I'm up right around an S9.
And now we'll hit dual watch.
Here,
Watch.
especially, I think you said you were running barefoot. Okay, he's a little bit happier now.
Very good signal,
He's
really
a little
is.
bit happier.
Okay, then this is really important, and I'm sorry I didn't say it beforehand. Please forgive me. This is a segment where I hope if you have a chance, maybe if you don't now have them, maybe see it on replay and listen to it with headphones on. It will make total sense to you because you'll hear one antenna in one ear and the other one in the other ear cup, and it's perfect when you're using headphones.
I'm not sure what that was all about.
We're going to put this over real quick on the same frequency, and we'll let you hear it. And this is best to hear with headphones, right? Very much best to hear with headphones, because you're going to hear the first receiver on the left side, the other receiver, number 2, off the vertical, off the right side. So headphones on, left channel is the BuddiHex, right channel is the DX Commander.
I've got a fairly light-duty tower using a 3-element step IR Yagi, which is about as big an antenna as I can put on this self-supporting tubular tower that I'm using, QSO.
I think we doubled there, Don.
Beautiful double. Oh, too bad. No, he's working with me a little bit now.
Now you see how the left one has a little higher signal than the right one? That's not always the case.
Usually I can.
Let me give you a good example, right? Let's say, for example, one of the signals isn't coming from the direction the BuddiHex is pointed, right? Then the vertical has the advantage to hear it better because it's pointed omnidirectionally, right? There's no direction given gain. But the BuddiHex, it's going towards the southeast today. So when you're using dual watch, the time you want to use it, same as diversity reception, they're interchangeable terms, is when you have QSB. So you have fade in the band, you have dual watch on, you have one receiver here, and you hear them in concert with each other. It's phenomenal to work a signal. It's very, very weak. Let's go back to the radio. We'll try real quick and try and catch a weaker signal.
Oldest cousin is 24 now and just finishing out at the university this year. So we've got them spread in between.
Sorry.
We've got 5 of them.
I need to put the receiver 2 here on antenna 2. So there we go.
You got a busy house full there. We've only been blessed with one. I do have a son. I don't know what's going on with him. He's always...
So that gives you an idea. Hi, everybody. My name's Larry. My call sign in amateur radio is kilos. Sorry. That gives you an idea of how that works. Diversity receive is important for a lot of fading, right? Or if you have a very weak signal. A really neat combo of tools on the Icom rigs is you can use dual watch and then use as well Digicel. If you got a couple of signals around the weak signal guy, like say the weak signal guy's in the center, you have someone over here at S4, S5, and someone over here like an S9. Use the dual watch. Make sure that that'll then what you do is you of course parse down your receive frequency, and then put it onto the dual watch with 2 different antennas. Man, it's made the difference in me making calls or not making calls. Diversity receive is not exclusive to Icom. Yaesu has it, Kenwood has it, Tentec, Elecraft, Flex Radio. I mean, I don't know if the X6100 has Verzigu, but I'm just saying that it is so cool to be able to use it because it'll help you hear when there's so much fading, that weak signal report that you're just missing to make the call go through. Diversity receive is a really important feature in amateur radio. And it's the reason why a lot of us buy 2 receiver radios, because it allows us to use diversity reception. Powerful tool in your toolbox. All right. You're going to help me now. I'm going to need your help. We're going to try and teach Larry FT8. Now, originally I did this with Steve, Kilo Mike 5 Golf, Kilo Mike 9 Golf, sorry. And Steve-O at Temporary Offline helped me out with it. And it was a very hard, that was like, I never will forget that day because my brother was crashing and I was trying to help him. And at the same time, I had this commitment over here with Steve and Jim. Anyway, I'd like to have your help this time because this is kind of how I wanted to do it in the first place. I'm not perfect at stuff. In fact, I make more mistakes than you can imagine, but I sure like to learn from somebody. So if you don't mind, I'm going to put some cameras set all up so you can help me out. First, the radio. You can see how 17 meters just cooking right along there trying to work Bouvet Island. Bouvet, they're calling Bouvet. That's what's happening. And here is the computer. And sorry that the camera kind of just popped down just a little bit. I'll show you the settings that I'm at. I'm going to ask you guys to help me. I do have the, I have not yet put the HDMI, wow, the USB cable into the laptop. It is connected in the back of the 7610 into the USB, I think it's called USB-B port, kind of the square one versus the rectangular one. So that's set up, but I would like to be able to get the radio to be heard by the laptop. And I'm not having a good luck with that at all. It's been really, really tough. So I'm going to ask you to put in the comment section how I do this. And I'm looking forward to learning from people around the world how to let Larry learn FT8, okay? Because honestly, if you want to try and work these DXPeditions, your best chance is FT8. It really is. I mean, you look at their stats, ton of time on 30 meters, ton of time low on the 17 meter band, and on 15, they're working a lot of digital. It's because if you're working Fox and Hound, you can work multiple call. You have up to 4 streams working Fox and Hound. So that's how they're going to get more numbers. They're working a lot of people at one time. And I did promise you this. So before we get in that segment, let me show you how to work Fox and Hound, at least with it. And yes, Rodney, the drivers are in. So I do have the correct drivers for the radio, okay? And let me just do this real quick before we get into that segment, because both Bouvet and Crozet are using what's called Fox and Hound mode. It's how they are communicating with people. And I think it'd be important to share that with you guys, because I did have that video. If I don't, I'm going to get it, because it's really important. It's not very long. It's like 4 minutes. And I get to get the gentleman's approval to do it. So I'm going to make sure that I've got like a million things on my phone here. So let me just find his video really quick. And please understand, the reason why this is important for me to do is I want you guys to be able to learn how to do this part, because what he did was so well done. And you're going to see me kind of zooming in and zooming out on the screen to try and highlight areas that he's picked up that are really important and I think germane to the conversation. So let me grab quickly. It's a very short video, and I don't know why it's not popped up in my production software. So let me kind of quickly click here. There it is, and I will just send it up your way. This is a great video on how to work Fox and Hound FT8. I want to make sure we have that. Both Bouvet and Crozet are using this. So, and there's a reason for it. Part of it is because people are jumping all over their broadcast frequencies, their TX frequencies, and then they're just causing QRM everywhere, and they're doing it on the digital too. So to be fair, it's happening in both places. But let me show you really quick about Fox and Hound and how to set your radio up so that your computer up so that you can do this. Here we go. Let me move the video over. And here is a little video on Fox and Hound. And this is done by a really good ham that I want to have the description section down and ask you please subscribe to his channel. He got a hold of me. He's a very, very nice man.
Okay, here's a few hints and tips on how to work a DXPedition in Fox Hound mode. So, open up your WSJT, make sure you're running the latest version, and then once you have it all set up to work normal FT8, then you should be ready to try the Fox Hound mode. So, go to File, and then to Settings, and a couple things you want to check here on the let's see what tab here. Make sure your information is filled out. On the radio tab, normally you want split operation fake it. That will help. And then you go all the way over to the advanced tab and click the special operating activity. And then you make sure it's set to Hound. Fox is if you're actually doing the DXPedition yourself, but Hound is one searching for those or responding to them. And then you click OK. And then you would want to go to the DXPedition's website and check what frequencies, check their band plan. In this case, South Orkney, VP8PJ. And they say 21091 Fox Hound. So you can either enter that into the settings, or on my radio I can just tune the dial, bring it up to 21091. Remember, if you change this band setting here, it'll go back to the default FT8 frequency. And then you'll want to listen a little bit for the pileup. You should see above 1000 hertz will be people calling. Below 1000 hertz will be the DXPedition. And they can run multiple streams, up to 4 streams. So you may see 4 vertical FT8 signals here. And you should also get some decodes of people calling, people calling the DXPedition. So what you'll want to do is actually type in the call, the DXPedition, in the DX call window, and then click the generate.
Okay, and this is where the video unfortunately stopped, okay? But the main point was he didn't go any further than that. He basically, that was the gist of the video. Just go to Fox and Hound mode, and then make sure you're in the right mode. So you're going Hound, right? And then, make sure to put their call sign in the window. And I'll show you the window real quick because I can point it because I got the radio here. The laptop here. But if you could help me to get the FT8 working on this, I'd be really thrilled. And I would thank you very much for helping an old man out trying to do it again. It's the only way you're going to be able to work them. It might be the only way anyone can work them, to be honest, because most of their calls are digital calls. So let's first look at the radio. The radio is here, and you can see just how many people are trying to work down there. And I know that they're down the band plan from where typically we would see people working FT8, but yeah, you can just kind of see what's going on. It's just a ton of FT8. The laptop is set up right here, and I'll get you the best screen I can. The sun's not coming out yet, so I mean, through the window, too bad. So Rodney had a good question here and have good points. I'm going to try this first. Open the device manager to make sure that the 2 COM ports are displayed, and write down the COM port numbers for later application settings. And I did that yesterday. There's COM 3 and COM 4. So for people that may not know how to do this, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm a Mac guy, but don't kill me. You just go here, and then you would type in your search if you want to, device manager, and then it'll help you find out what you're looking for. I'm going to try and back this out a little bit. Sorry, guys. I'm literally holding onto this thing and making sure it doesn't tip over. So click on device manager, and then what you do is there's a segment here where you can get your ports, and it shows the ports that are available and what they're hooked up to, and it's it was pretty good. But Rodney, I want to follow your thing again, because make sure write down the COM port, device manager, and then the next thing, I think if I remember, it was computer on this. Keep in mind, I'm not used to this type of operating system. So Rodney, do I go with firmware from there, or do I go display adapters? I did this last night, and I'm like, man, I don't know why I'm having a hard time finding it again. But I did have this up here before, and I just don't know why it's not there right now. So back here real quick, we'll go back to device manager. And if people that are really good at these type of computer, the PC, I'm just not that guy. So feel free, help me out. We'll see if we can get FT8 working here. And I will be grateful as heck, because I'm just going to try and work those 2 DXPeditions with. So Rodney, which do I open first? That's what I need to know. Which do I open first? I've got the correct drivers, so I need to go from there. Yeah, and sorry for the quality again. It's I've if you could see how this is hooked up, it's hooked up at the edge of my desk. Okay, and because the camera won't go that far. So I don't have the USB connect. No, I do not yet. Okay, so sound devices, COM ports. Okay, so we will go to sound. Okay, I've got sound, video, and game controllers. Okay, and it's not showing me anything for ports there. And no, I have not connected the cable. Rodney asked if I connected the cable. I can connect. Is it good to connect at this point? It's connected to the back. It's the back square USB output on the 7610. Okay, just to give you guys a help on that. Rodney also saying your baud rate for the 7610 defaults to 19.2, and that would be here for people that may want to be doing the same thing. So to help you guys out, just go into menu, go to settings, and go to connectors. Okay, and then you'll have baud rate here. And baud rate should be 19.2 is what Rodney is saying. So 19.2, and I'll connect the cable here. And I appreciate you guys' help. Thank you. This is nice. And my hope is that there'll be other people who would like to explore digital modes, and those folks will be helped by that. So that's a good thing. So won't show anything to connect the cable. Yeah, I did that last night, but wasn't showing a doggone thing at all. So go back to the laptop. And device manager, Rodney, didn't pull those up, but it did show that they were working. I mean, and I'm getting the waterfall here. See, I'm getting the waterfall. I'm not getting anything up top though for any decodes or whatever. I'm getting no information, but I am getting the waterfall here. So that's something that is working. I did check the clock, so the clock is right. I know that's very important for FT8. So let me try and back this up so we'll get you a wider angle. And I am literally, I'm using backwards hands here to make this all work. So bear with me, guys, okay? Ron, no, put baud rate to 38.4, but you need to connect the cables. Okay, so is it 38.4, guys? Okay, so 38.4. And on that one here, let me go back to the computer. I've changed it on the 7610. So here is the settings here, and baud rate is set at 38.4. So both match. All right, next. What do we do next, guys? Help a Mac guy. This is helping a guy that doesn't normally do this part. And yeah, we're doing our best here, guys. So thank you for your help. I appreciate it. And Ron says that's noise in the waterfall. That's not good. I don't want noise in the waterfall. So you guys just bring in some help to me here. We're going to try and get FT8 on the laptop, and hopefully this will be helpful to other people, because I think for Bouvet and Crozet, this is your chance to do it. It's going to end up being most likely, a digital QSO, because it's just too hard. And then that's where they get volume too. I mean, you think about it, both Bouvet and Crozet, if they're running Fox and Hound, up to 4 signals at one time. That's 4 Qs every minute and a half or something. So that's pretty good, man. You're going to be able to make some good calls volume-wise to make that happen. All right. So I have connected the cables. Radio, select the serial port. Okay, hold on. Let me get you the radio. And see, this one I'm doing it together with all you guys. Okay, so serial port. And which setting am I looking for here, Rodney? Which exact thing here? I'm on connectors. Is it on function for serial port? Let me know, and then we'll figure it out. Okay, because I'm good with trying to learn it. I just want to make sure we can do it and help others by doing it too. That's why I didn't just do. Yeah, I did connect the cable, guys. It's just to clarify, I have connected the cable. Okay. Yeah. So anyway. So, Rodney, you mentioned about radio select the serial port. Okay, so you're talking about NWSJTX. Okay, let's go back to that. So we're going to select the radio, and it'll say 7610 here. I'm going to try and get it a little bit closer because the quality I know is not the greatest. This is the best I have to work with, guys. All right. So to find the radio, let me just kind of help people here, because this hopefully will be helpful. I'm going to clear out of this. What you're going to do to find, you're going to click File and then go to Settings. Okay, so Settings comes down from File. All right, the radio is pulled right here, and it's the radio here as it says, and it tells you serial port, baud rate. My baud rate is off. I think we were at 38.4, so that needs to be changed, right? And then the rest of it, I did change. It is on Fake It, so I have that correct. And then I don't want to get too far ahead. I'm just going to let you know on Advanced, I do have it set to Hound mode. So that's really the only other changes I've made. So Any help here, we'll go. So we're back to the computer. And then, okay, we'll talk only about WSJTX. That's great. So, guys, my hope here by doing this, to be quite honest, us guys on YouTube, we're not all brilliant people. We all need help sometimes. We're not perfect at stuff. So I actually kind of like the idea of you helping me because that helps others. You see what I mean? So thank you for helping me to get back to FT8. I mean that very much. Okay, so let's go from here. So we're now trying to get the computer going. And let me see, Rodney, at the top in the cat control, select the serial port. Okay, so at the top, cat control, and is that, I'm assuming it's on the radio side, right? Yeah, cat control. All right. Are you talking up here, Rodney, where it says PTT method? I have it set to CAT, and then the port, just, it doesn't let me adjust the port. So I tried that yesterday. I was like, why is it doing this? Yeah. So let me know from this screen. Stop bit is 1. Data bit is 8. Okay. Let's go to where, and please forgive me, Rodney. I don't know where that is. So tell me at what point that's supposed. Oh, here we go. Sorry. I see it now. I just have to read better. Data bit is going to be 8. Okay. Thank you. And he said the stop bit is 1. All right. So stop bit will be 1. Thank you. And let me see, report. Handshake, none. Okay, thank you. So we're changing that to none. And Steve, wish both the ham radio manufacturers and software developers could work together to make this much easier. Yeah, but I love the help we're getting, which I'm very grateful for. To all of you guys, thank you. This is really special to me. I appreciate it because I love to work DX. It's my favorite thing in radio to do. And this is going to be my only shot to work these people. So I'm grateful for your help. And I'll give you all credit once we get this done. If I can make the call, that is. Okay. What else is missing, guys? There's something else missing from my settings here. Let me know, and I'll do my best to try and get this right. And I thank you guys from around the world. We're getting help from Holland and North America and Europe. It's just great. Thank you, guys. This is what it should be. Yeah. Ron Malinsky, for Icom, you should have 2 serial ports. Usually choose the second port. I'm not using the USB in the front. I'm using the rear USB. Is that a problem? That's a question, right? Because on the 7610, you have 2 USBs to the lower left, and the back you have it's like the printer cable, right? You would have the printer cable, that square cable. You can plug it in back there and then plug it into a USB. So I'm assuming that is correct. I have I think I have 3 of those stupid cables. I just stupid. Rodney, it's serial port. Okay. So serial port. Okay, here. And baud rate, I think we put it 34. Yeah, we're at the same thing because Ron had said that, 38.4. All right. So both of those match. And USB, the choices I have is USB. So that's it. Nope, use the one in the back. Yeah, that's what I'm using. Yeah, it's not the, okay, just to give you an idea, on the back of the 7610, let me give you guys something real quick, because maybe this will be helpful to you. Because I appreciate your help very much. And I mean that. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. I had this working for a while, and I enjoyed doing it. I really did. But then things got the computer got used by my wife to write resumes with. Like, oh my gosh, what did you do? So I was kind of afraid something would happen. And it's probably not her fault. It's probably just that I messed something up. Okay, so I'm going to just show you real quick. I'm gonna just drag something over here. So let me just go to a blank screen real quick. Okay, we're going to make the screen blank, so this will make it a little easier so I can show you guys. Okay, all right. So what I'm looking at is, just to give you an idea, I am using, if you look in this picture, all right, at the bottom right of the picture, there are 2 speakers. Okay. Right. Okay. You just move over a little more to the left of that. That's the serial port I'm using. That's the one. So just want to make sure that that you guys understand that. I'm using the one that you see speaker A and speaker B. They're both the 1/8" jack plug-in, the headphone jack. I'm using the one that's just to the left of those, that square connector. Okay. So open the drop-down list. And yeah, the drop-down list run, just to show everybody, it just gives me just USB. Sorry, didn't mean to bump the camera. I don't want people getting sick on this ride. Yeah, the drop-down, it just gives me USB. That's all it gives me. So, for cat control. All right. And then Rodney here with some more help. Thank you, Rodney, for helping. You're awesome. I appreciate you. It says, so it is not seeing the radio. Go back to the device manager for your computer and let's see if it detects it. Okay. So let's go here and I will type in device manager real quick because I'm not very smart. Okay. Oops, sorry. And, like typical stuff, it's pretty easy. Okay. So I'm here with Device Manager now, and I had this last night. I figured it out because you try by doing, right? And what I ended up finding was I had a hard time finding the ports. That was the part that I had a hard time with. Oh, here we go, ports, like in common LPT. Okay, there you go. So here is the 2 ports that I have. Silicon Labs CP210X's, USB to Union Alpha Romeo Tango Bridge, COM3 and COM4. Okay. So your help is very much appreciated today. Thank you. And what I hope is that this help will help somebody else down the road, because that was hopefully my goal here. Because it's not always easy to show people what you don't know, right? That's a little bit going out there a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so we have done that. See the radio. Try the test cat button now. Okay, hold on a second. By the way, the mode is SUP to be set as none. The black USB connector. Hold on a second. The mode is SUP to be, I'm assuming you mean set to be 1. I'm assuming. All right. So let me just take this off of here. And mode, looking for mode, Rodney. Oh, here we go. Set to none. There we go. Right? Followed that one. Thank you. The black USB connector. And Robert, this reminds me when I set up Ham Radio Deluxe years ago. And there you go. Yeah. So you'll need to use COM4. Okay, COM3 and 4. Yes on COM4. Restart WSJX. It doesn't see the ports. Okay, we'll do that. Thank you. Thank you, Rod. I appreciate that too, Rodney. Thank you, guys. Okay, so just what we're going to do is we're going to make this, I think, what I'm going to do? I'm going to reset the darn computer. And the reason why I want to do this is because I don't know the last time it's been reset, restarted, right? I don't remember the last time it was, restarted. So let's restart it real quick. And while that's doing that, I'll let you know what's going on if you come to the channel and said, what the heck is going on here?
And now, a Larry moment.
Steve-O, who from Temporary Offline and on Coffee and Ham Radios, was kind enough to teach me FT8. He and Jim both. Jim from FEP Labs, they did a great job. They worked with me on a day that I had just had such a rough time with my brother. It was very, very difficult. So what happened was they caught me a day where I should have just postponed, but I didn't. And it was like I was so wound from trying to take care of my brother that it wasn't a good day. I came across as being doggone crabby. So anyway, grateful for their help and grateful for your help too, because this is a nice way that everybody the community comes together and helps me too, which I think is a powerful thing. And that is something that will probably always make this one of my favorite shows, because you giving back to me means a lot to me. So thank you guys, right? Let me get you back to the radio. Back to the computer. And we're going to finish. It wants to start Windows 11. And I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go with the with WSJTX, and I have that right here on my computer. And so, and I specifically made this so I was not going to be doing any sort of extra type of, hold on, do this. Okay, so we now have an error message, rig control error. Do you want to reconfigure the radio interface? Okay, what do I do there? Okay, hold on. That you just sent me. All right, let me take a look. Rodney sent a quick little link, and I'll grab that real quick, and I'll try and share it with you as well, because that way you guys can all follow along with me. Okay, and let me see. Rodney is on the Ham Radio Live site, or is it? Oh, okay, I know where you're at. All right, so he probably sent me something on a different one, and let's see. I don't, Rodney, I don't have it. I don't have. Did you put it in my mail? Is that where you went to it? Because I'm not sure. I'm not finding it here. No, not received on my end, Rodney, at all. So, all right, configurations. I can do that. Let's try this real quick. You got everything out of date because I never use this computer. That's why. Okay. Okay, do you want to reconfigure the radio? Do I want to do that, guys? Do I reconfig? I guess so. So, okay. Okay, so baud rate is wrong. That should be at 38.4, right? 38.4, which it is now. And let's see, we had stop bits. Data should be at none. I remember mode should be none, right? Fake it, split. I remember Steve teaching me that. 8 data bits and 1 stop bit. Rodney talked about that, if I remember right. And oh, Rodney, I can't do it in the chat, man. I can't open that up. I mean, yeah, that's not going to help me. It's just if I click on that, I'll show you what happens. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Hi, Eamon. Welcome. November 9th, Sierra Sierra. He's doing a really good thing right now. He's doing a special event station in honor of King Hussein of Jordan. That's pretty darn cool. All right. Okay, so I can't give you that Rodney. I can't open that link from the chat. Okay, it doesn't do it. So he said, don't restart. Too late. I restarted. That's okay. So just let's get to where we're at. Okay, go to serial port again. Okay. Serial port again. Here. Oh, there we go. Look at that. We have COM3 and COM4. And there is COM number 4, Ron. Let's give Ron big applause. Excellent. So we got COM4, because you guys had mentioned COM4 earlier. You guys said should be COM4 after we took a look at everything, right? And then, yeah, we're on COM4. So we're on COM4 now, which is good. And go to serial port again. And we've got COM4, and we're at 38.4. And I appreciate your help, guys. We're going to get there. Larry's going to have this FT8 working again. Yeah. And then, did we do something here, guys, with the PTT method? I don't know. I don't remember that. I know we're on fake it, which is fine. Can we test the cat? Let's see. Let me back out of the computer here on the radio. Test cat. You know what? That's something's good happening because I pressed the button and nothing's happening. I mean, it's not saying an error message, which is really good. So that's good. Yes, exactly. Ta-da! You know what? We can give you that. Okay. Handshake none. We don't want to shake hands with people. We're not that kind. None. All right. So move it over to none. And do we have it now, guys? Are we close? Do we have it? You're getting me close because everything seems to be working much better than it did last night, which is great. I'm grateful for that. So if I hit test cat, which I like that it doesn't do anything, it's not giving me some warning message like do not do this. but is not also showing the frequency yet. So it's not picking that part up. But you guys, I'm sure, know what's going on, which I'm grateful for. Thank you guys for helping me and making this a reality on the channel, which is good. Okay, PTT set to cat. By the way, Jason, thank you for your help. Appreciate you being here too. Number 5, Victor Hotel Tango. Now you just knocks this thing because it's like inches from my body. PTT cat. All right, come on. All right. So PTT is on cat and handshake is none. We'll get there. Guys, we're learning how to do it. We're learning how to do it. Try COM3, Steve said. Should we try COM3? Is that better? We'll try. Should I do that, guys? It's his idea. I think we'll do that. Second here. Get rid of this. Okay. Test cat. Nothing there. Okay. I'm going to watch and learn. Yes, radio is on. Radio is on. So we're good there. So yeah, Ron, the radio is on. In fact, I'm going to get it off of the middle of that terrible thing. Test cat. Okay, we're going to go to the cat control. Thank you, Rodney. Test cat. Okay, it's not working on COM3. Okay, try COM4. Not working on COM4. Radio's on. Just verified that the connector is tight into the back of the radio, and it is. Yeah. So I'm trying to test cat, and nothing happens, which makes me sad. Is it because I've done something here? Is it because I've changed this here, guys? Anything with Fox and Hound have to do with that? I don't know. It worked before. Worked really good. And I was grateful. I was so happy for their help. They really did great. So currently we're in COM4, baud rate 38.4. Oh, Eamon, give it time when you click test cat. Okay. Ron said mode data / packet. Okay. Ronnie said not to do that. Okay. No, not there yet. But we're getting there. I can feel it. Guys, I can feel it. We're getting close now to learning FT8, how to put it on the computer and make sure it works. So no handshake. Stop bits 1, data bits at 8, baud rate 38,400, and that would match what's on the radio as well. So 38,400 is where we're at there. Amos says go back to your radio connection. Did that, just did that, so I'm good. Anders, oh, by the way, Anders from Norway, welcome. Good to have you, buddy. Lima Bravo 3, Bravo Juliet. See, this is like a world helping Larry to do it, and I'm honored for this. Thank you, guys. He says, I remember I tried this for the first time. Oh my gosh, I was angry. But you'll make it, Larry, sooner than later. Thank you very much, Anders. That's very nice. Thank you for the encouragement. And we'll figure it out. That's it. Okay, so Rodney in Holland, push menu, then touch set. Okay. Hold on. I guess I'm going to go out of this. Okay. Hold on, Rodney. Are you talking about this menu here on the computer? You're talking about the computer menu? Then touch set, connectors, mod input, display. Okay. So I'm assuming, okay. I'm assuming I need to go to menu. Oops, typed in the wrong computer, sorry. Menu. I don't know. Rodney, are we talking about, when you say this, push menu, then touch set, connectors. Are we talking about the menu on the laptop? Is that where we're looking for a menu on the laptop? Or are we doing something else? I'm not sure. Touch data to mod, then touch USB. If it's not already selected, then push menu to return to the normal operating screen. Well, and Bobby, thank you for coming. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you. He said touch data to mod. Let's try that. Why not? We're going to verify it's me. Okay. Thank you for that. Stop. Stop. Really? I don't. Gosh, hang on a second. Let me pull this. Let me show you the radio for just a moment here again so we can just do that so I can enter the stupid pin in. Stupid thing. Okay. No, somebody else is using the radio and the computer. I mean, sorry. Oh my gosh. Please. Please. Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So let me go back here to the computer and we'll be back here. All right. And I know about the green and red, but yeah, I'm just trying to get it to do that. That's what I'm having a hard time with, Damon. So yeah, thank you for that. Appreciate it. All right. Does not work. Go to change to data 8, stop 2. Okay. So to do this, if you want to try this on your computer, and I'm sorry it's taking so long to do this. I mean that, guys. I don't mean it to. But I hope it helps people because that's the whole purpose of doing this live on YouTube. Okay, so settings, and Bobby said data 8. Okay, data bits 8, stop bits 2, handshake hardware. Okay. And then I remember it's supposed to be a cat, right? And I remember fake it and be a data packet. Let's try it. This work. No, not working. But what I like about this is that it's not giving me the error, right? The error's not there, which I'm grateful for. So that's good. Not giving me an error. All right, Bobby, thank you, and thank you for helping. Too many captains on one ship, probably so. Yeah. Eamon, set your baud rate as same radio as, yes, it is. Radio's the same. Yeah, radio baud rate. Let me show you real quick. I'll go back to the menu settings here. We'll go quick setting and connectors. So baud rate, we're at 38.4, and so we're good there. Yeah, no worries there. Was there something to do with mod input? Data 3 mod, should that be something else? I don't think, well, LAN wouldn't be good, so I'm not going to do that. So, all right, let me just back up, go back to connectors. Okay, let me go back to your comments here and see if you can help me here. Click OK on your radio. Okay, there we go. Done. And the radio's back to normal mode. Eamon says, I'll walk it through you easy. USB-D for FT8. Okay, let's try it. And I appreciate your help, guys. I mean that very much. Thank you. Okay, USB. Oh, yeah. No, you're right. USB-D. Sorry, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. You are correct. Bobby, thank you. All right, so we're on USB-D. I don't know if it matters if it's D1. Come on, go back to the right side. Oh gosh, I don't know, is D1 okay, or should be D2? Because I'm not really sure. We'll just do D2. Okay, and thank you, Bobby. Appreciate it. I got the baud rate done. Mode, none. Okay, so now we're going back to here, and we're going to go mode, none. Thanks, Bobby. Appreciate it. Hang in there with me, all right? We're good there. Mode is 1. Stop bit 1. So we're going to go back again to 1 and 8. So data bits at 8, stop bits at 1. Handshake hardware. Okay. Try to test cat. Nothing. Okay, so Rodney had mentioned handshake none. That's not working. Well, okay. Yeah. Eamon, I'll get there. Just so you understand, the thought here, the hope here was that we could get it all together and do it here on YouTube because it would help people. The whole idea was if I'm having problems with it, other people have problems with it. They're not going to know how to do it, and they could learn from me, and that's okay. I don't mind showing that I don't know everything. I'm clearly not able to do that, but we'll what we might do is just go and have to do that, and go onto Discord. Last caller on this. We'll try one more time with it, then we'll have to stop the segment. Data 2 mod. All right. Data 2. Sorry, just a second. I'm trying to find this. I'm sorry. I really am trying. Data 2. Where's that? I don't know. Well, gosh, we sure tried, didn't we? Oh, golly. Data 2 mod. I have serial port. I don't see one that allows me. Oh, wait. Data 2 mod. Hold on. I see what you're saying now. He's talking about the radio. All right. Data. Wait. Hold on. I think we got a problem. I think I found maybe part of it. Okay. We'll go to the radio here real quick. Okay. So let's go to the radio. And I think part of it's here. We should be. Well, shouldn't I be at 19.2 then? Because the CIV baud rate is 19.2. Should we be there, guys? Just trying to verify because I think it should be. Baud rate's 19.2. Change it to 38.4. Okay. So Ron's on with the computer, and we're going to give 2 more minutes on this segment. That's all I can do it. So sorry, guys. People are already going to laugh and say, gosh, why do you do that forever? That's pretty dumb. Okay, 38.4, and that comes from Ron. So Ron says change it to 38.4. Right, baud rate on the config page changed back to 19.2. All right. So, and I'm going to go back there real quick. So I'm going to go to the bottom where what he's talking about is on the radio. Okay, so on the radio, baud rate. Hold on, where'd it go? Here we go. So, and Ron's saying 38.4, and we're at 38.4. So we're good, both on the radio and on the computer. Baud rate on the config page changed back to 19.2. Oh, okay. Yeah. We've changed it. So it's back to 38.4. Okay, good. You don't have the baud rate correct. Okay. D2, baud rate, none. Okay. So, hold on, Rodney. D2 is good for the computer. He's talking about this. He's talking about making sure that the radio says D2, USB D2 above the frequency, which we've got there now, which is good. Okay, so that's good. Handshake, none. Okay, and I've got that. That's good. Baud rate, my friend, please read before clicking around. Do you have any idea how many people are commenting right now, buddy? Yeah, that's a problem. I mean, I'm trying really hard to do this, and everybody, the neat thing is everybody has the same intention. They're trying really hard to help, and that's what matters, right? On your radio, the settings are on data 2 mod. Correct? Yes. Is that wrong? Eamon, change your baud rate, Larry. It's not the same as the radio. Okay, baud rate 38.4. Menu. Settings. Connectors. Baud rate is decode baud rate 38.4. It's the same. Unless we're talking about something else. Thanks, Anders. Remember what I said, Larry. You'll make it sooner or later. Easy to get angry when it's not working. Keep fighting. Bless your heart. Thanks, buddy. That's nice. Thank you. Okay, so my baud rate is also wrong. Okay, so what do I do to fix it then? Because I have it in the same place. I've got 38.4 right there, and on the laptop it's on 38.4. See, right there. So I mean, I have it in both places. 38.4, and it's not working yet. Bobby, bless your heart. Mason, I feel your pain. We just set up FT8 for a Yaesu FT710. Everything from YouTube was not 100% correct on the settings. Absolutely right. And we'll work on it. Let me try and have to do something different here. Okay, so if I try 4800 as a starting point. Okay, so let's go up and try 4800. And they're talking about baud rate on the radio. Okay, so for folks that are following along and like to maybe figure out what's going on, they're talking about baud rate, go to 4800, and on the radio, sorry, on the laptop or your computer, you'll do the same thing. So you go to 4800. Okay, so we're at 4800 on both. Test cat, nada, nothing. Okay, just make sure the baud rate matches, which it does. Rodney has now sent me an email. It's just, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Rodney. That's very nice. Thank you so much. That's very, very thoughtful. Thank you. All right. I'm going to try, because this is really a lot of reading that he's just sent me, and I don't want to do this wrong. So what I'm going to do is, I don't want the show to go away, but I do think that we've done this long enough, right? So I'll get it set up with the information Rodney sent, and we'll figure it out, or I can try and jump on Discord for maybe 10 minutes after the show. All right, that's what I can do. Let's move on, because we got to move on, because it's already going a minute. 1:46? Are you kidding me? My gosh. I'm so sorry that went so long. I want to say thank you to somebody, and this is important. We're going to play the music that he requested for the OTH Radio end of February show. You're going to like this. You're going to like this, I hope. We're going to say a big, big, big thank you to somebody who watches the channel all the way from England. Yep, and I'm grateful for that. Let's zoom on over to the thank yous area and say, David Lindsay, Golf Zero, Foxtrot, Victor Tango, thanks for watching Ham Radio Live. Look how many look up his page has. 132,701. Amazing. David is a high achiever too. Look at that. He's master of Africa, North America, grid squares, South America, U.S. counties from England. Wow. Master of Asia, master of Europe, and all the continents of the world too. He's also got the DXCC and the North America states too, all of the states in North America. David, amazing. This talks a little about him. It's from his QRZ page. Loves to work HF and VHF, loves FT8. Talks a little more about his station and his DMR node and all that. And let's take a look where David lives from the satellite view. Here we go. David lives in a place where Londoners go to holiday, as they call it in Europe. To holiday, right? This is a seaside beach town that is absolutely stunning. Wait till you see it. Great Yarmouth, England. We're going to zoom out and take a look at where its location is. You see why folks in London go there. It's absolutely beautiful. And when you see the photos of where David lives, I bet you fall in love with where his part of the world is. That's where he's at in the continent of Europe. Let's take a look at his location. This is Great Yarmouth. And look at it. It's just beautiful. Nice beach. They got amusement park rides. They got all kinds of things to do for people. A lot of history here. This is of course, giant Ferris wheel. They got a roller coaster. They got a big theme park there and a lot of stuff to do. David, this is a beautiful area. Yep, look at this. Nice boardwalk there, a pier. Even just a little area there for a windmill. Great Yarmouth, England, where David lives. Take a close look. really see why this is such a great tourist town, right? There's lots of things to do for everybody in this part of England. I was so impressed to see where David is from. David, Golf Zero, Foxtrot, Victor Tango, lives in Great Yarmouth, England, and here's David's photo. David, thank you for being a part of Ham Radio Live, buddy. That's great. I'll check Discord once we're done, and we'll see if we can make it all work here on the radio. I'd be honored. I'd be grateful for your help. I really would. So I'll be on for a few minutes right after the show, and hopefully we can make it all work out. Today's topic question, how hard will you try to work FT8WW and 3Y0J DXPeditions? They're both active, and this is a very rare time in the world of radio, of amateur radio. Seriously, this is a very rare time. DXCC isn't about the most toughest countries in the world. They're the most difficult entities or locations around the world. Okay, so when we talked about DXCC and people accomplishing it, that's a great feat, whether it's done, as some people joke around a little bit, on FT8, or it's done with sideband or Morse code. It takes a lot of work to do that. So when you look at DXCC Club Log, that's who has the list. Number one is Papa 5. That is North Korea. They aren't allowed to transmit. They cannot use radios there. You can try and go there on a permit, but you got people looking over you, and it's very, 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 very rare to get that permit. Number two, Bouvet Island, 3Y0J. Open now. Working the countries that they're trying to work all over the world right now. And Crozet Island, number 3, is open right now too. I don't know if in the history of amateur radio, both have been active at the same time, but they both are right now. So this is a perfect time for you to work number 2 and number 3 most difficult places in the world to work, and get yourself an amazing pair of 2 of the top 3 DXCC entities around the world. And both places are trying really hard, especially to work digital. So if you like FT8, that's the way to work them. They're on 17 meters and 15 during the day. They'll move to 20 and try and work a little 40 at night, sometimes on 60 and 80. Not as much there, but a lot of time on the 20 meter band. Most of the time is going to be on 15 and 17. We showed that earlier in the show. So let's take a look. We'll see how the Angry Hams feel about the show. Throw some trivia your way. And we didn't forget Funnies Friday. Hang in there. Yeah, so anyway, I don't know if you know this or not, but the Angry Hams now are mimes. Let's do take 2 of the Angry Hams moment.
What did you think?
Shocking.
Yes, but was it funny?
Of course not. That'd really be shocking.
Now you know why the bit was set up that way, to not have audio first. Yeah, because then that'd be shocking. Okay, so far we have a tie score. World and North America are in a dead heat. Question number 1. From what material is a radio crystal usually made? Not a sugar crystal, ceramic crystal, etc., but a crystal that is used for radio oscillator purposes. Is the crystal A, a diamond, B, quartz, C, zirconium, or D, germanium? Let me know, please, with A, B, C, or D. First to get the right answer gets a lot of applause. Good luck to you wherever you may be around the world today. Yeah, there you go. So what is it made of? Let me show you a picture of it. These are crystals. Yep, these are real crystals. Shows you the frequencies right there on the crystals. These are old, of course, way back in the day. Look at some of these. Standard Coil Products, way, way old. Harvey Radio in Massachusetts. Look at these. Kansas City, Missouri. Look at that. Just some really neat crystals right there. Yep. Rodney first in. He has B. And B is the answer of quartz. Is that correct? Yes, it is correct. Rodney, you got it. Well done. Yeah, it's quartz. These are made of quartz. Quartz crystal is what's used in amateur radio. Eamon Azar got it right, too. So did Tom. By the way, Tom is here from Bahrain. My gosh, that's cool. Tom, thank you for being here. What a treat. Thanks, Tom. I love the picture of the van that identifies as a certain color. Tom, you did yourself. Seriously, that is so good. Eric, y'all got me, and so did Aaron, by the way. Thank you very, very much. And Ron says, from that picture, I would say it's got to be metal.
You're way off. I say you're way off this time, son.
I disagree. I think he's absolutely right. Yep, they may have metal housings, but they're definitely quartz inside. All right, next up. Early communications inventor and theorist John R. Carson. Don't anybody make any weird Johnny Carson jokes. There's not that guy. Not him, right? Not Johnny Carson. No.
I don't think this boy's got all his mouth.
Yeah, okay. So the early communication inventor and theorist John R. Carson is known for which of these concepts? Is it A, the Carson detector and demodulation system? B, the first reliable Coher detector known as the Carson Coher? C, the Carson bandwidth rule for FM bandwidth? Or is it D, the Carson-Williams modulation scheme commonly referred to as continual wave, or Morse code, right? A, B, C, or D. First one that gets the right answer gets a cha-ching and some applause. Good luck to everybody. I have missed doing this show so much. Does it show? Does it show at all? We're like approaching now 2 hours here. No kidding. Tom in Bahrain, Alpha 92 Golf Whiskey says, B again? No, close. And by the way, I get this wrong. Just don't feel bad. Anybody that gets it wrong, do not feel bad. Amen in Indiana. By the way, special event station, November 9, Sierra Echo Sierra. And this is one you want to work. It's so cool. It's an homage to King Hussein of Jordan. That's what we're talking about. King Hussein of Jordan. Excuse me. I have the thing. I don't want to show it because it's kind of important. Hang on. Hi, everybody. My name's not going to show it that way. Geez, my gosh, please forgive me. I have it. I'm going to show it because it's important. Here we go. This is Eamon's special event station right here. JY1. See the call sign? There it is. November 9, Sierra Echo Sierra. Look for him throughout the month. And he's got a great QSL card. Please do this because it's a great homage in honor of His Majesty King Hussein of Jordan. Amen. Even though you get the wrong answer, it's great to have you. Seriously, I mean that. What a treat. And what a neat thing to do, too. Eamon does this on his own time, creates all the stuff with his own money, and does it every year because King Hussein meant that much to him. Pretty darn cool. Cliff Bolts gets A, the Carson detector and demodulation system. That's not it. Steve in the UK, Mike 1 Sierra Delta Hotel has C, the Carson bandwidth rule for FM bandwidth. And you know what? That's absolutely right. You got it right. Yeah. I got it wrong. I get A. So don't feel bad if you didn't get this one. Not at all. Yeah. It's just one of those ones that's not the easiest one to get. That's all. So 2 for the world today. World is up by 10 now. 40-30. Congratulations. Yeah, the radio just says it's stuck on decode baud rate right now. We also, there was something we didn't get done yesterday because it was so close. Gosh, guys, I was so close to getting the show done. And it's just, everything just, yeah. Anyway, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna make some giggles and laughs because doggone Larry could sure use that, and I hope you can too. This is from our Discord page. We have a wonderful Discord page. I'd like you to see it. It's really cool. It's called ham-radio-live. And there's lots of stuff on there, including a hashtag funnies. Yep, it's pretty cool. It's where people put funny stuff that we show on Fridays, but since Friday's show wasn't here, we're going to do it on a Saturday. So let's let it rip and do a funny Saturday.
Thank God it's
These are old ones that have made the Hall of Fame in the Funny show. These are so good. This is one of my favorite ones that's ever been sent in. Push to open, right? So you go to the door, right? You walk up, and there's a sign. Push to open. The door doesn't open. If that does not work, pull. Okay? If both do not work, try the actual entrance to your left. Why did I just say that in the first place, right? Why would you just... The entrance is to your left. Jeez. Okay. You get this one with the kid drawn over the dog and all over himself in the wall. Yeah, kind of a bad excuse that the dog did it. One of my favorites is this from Tom in Bahrain. It's so good. Wanted one good woman. He wants a good woman, and Tommy's married. Just as a joke, okay? Wanted good woman must be able to clean, cook, sew, wax aircraft, and navigate. Must have airplane and hangar. Please send a picture of plane and hangar. Well done. That's so funny. All right. Wyden sent this in from Africa. Can you see Friday yet? The zebra says, no, there's a darn camel in the way.
And I didn't like it one bit.
There you go. Look at this baby and look at the monkey. Tell them I found their baby pic. Oh, really? Please tell me more. Next, you mean to tell me your real name isn't Mom? That's great. When you just booked a trip and you can't wait any longer, we all know that feeling, right? And this one's funny. Hey, Alexa, get me DXCC on FT8. It's coming, you know. And bless Tony, Kilo 3 Tango Victor Mike sent this one. You big dummy. Sanford is some of my favorite shows growing up. Yeah. My grandma and I used to watch it on Friday nights. This one just was so disgusting. I couldn't believe it. Was like, this is really bad. Toaster stealth antenna test fail. Side note, does not make good toast either. Next up, I breathe for you. That's the lungs. The heart says I pump blood for you. The liver says I filter waste for you. And the heart says, buy another radio. This was sent in twice. Thanks, Nikolai. Good stuff. Next, Jeff from Portland. Scotty, I have an imaginary girlfriend. McCoy, you could do better than that. Scotty, well, thank you. And Bones, I was talking to your girlfriend. Coaxial cables comes from Nikolai, Yankee Oscar 8, November and a kilo. Look at what the braid pokes tiny holes in fingers. The black jacket, strange tasting outer jacket.
And I didn't like it one bit.
And the foil, just before the break, drat, foiled again. The dielectric is marshmallow fluff. And the semiconductor is solder-proof kryptonite. Very good. Thanks, Nikolai. And this one's one of my very favorite ones ever. Look at this. It's got a rebuilt rear fender on it. This pedal identifies as blue.
What's up, Doc?
That's great, Tom. That's Hall of Fame right there. Seriously. Oh my gosh. Next, frog parking only. All others will be towed. Toad. Yes. Dairy Queen's out of the sale. Scream until Daddy stops the car. Concept tiles, says husband choosing tiles must have note from their wife. Yep. This church is great. Community center is great. The 3 symptoms of laziness. 1.
You're way off. I say you're way off this time, son.
And they don't even write anything past that. It's great. Always give 100% at work. 12% Monday, 23% Tuesday, 40% on Wednesday, 20% on Thursday, and 5% on Friday.
What is going on here?
Next, Rodney and Holland sent this. I'm on a seafood diet. I see food and I eat it. Thank you, Rodney. EMP goes off, announces it, of course, over radio. That's great. Thank you, Rodney. Send another one. Needless to say, Florida plates. Gandalf, well done. Next up, look at this man in the car. Is that amazing or what? Seriously. Oh my God.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
He tried to pick up a girl.
Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me, then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone.
Oh, man.
And
That's great. And we have the avocado mobile. That's cool. Look at this next one. It's kind of gross. Okay, just put all the sticky stuff on it. But this next two are pretty cool. Look at this one. That is a cool looking car, right? Now this one comes up. That's a real vehicle. That's awesome. It kind of has the look of the T-Birds from back like around 91 or so. Yeah, beautiful. It's just a lot of work on that thing. All right, next. In our marriage, everything is 50-50. I cook, he eats, I wash, he wears, I shop, he pays. Very good. Thank you again for that. That's very good. Next up. We're almost done, guys. I figured you should have breakfast in bed on your birthday. Can you reach the stove okay? Oh, man. That's great. That's so fun. All right. You never listen to me. You only hear what you want to hear. The guy responds back, sure, I'll have a beer.
Thank God it's
Last one. Andy Newman sent this in. I still hear those voices telling me, buy another radio. Very good. And Rodney sent one more in, and I don't know how I missed it because it's really good. I want to just zoom through really good. There's one about the sound of silence. It was so funny. So anyway, it's in this segment here with these two, and I'm not sure where it went to. So, Rodney, I'm sorry. I had the bit set up, and we'll just do it here, okay? There you go. That's it. That is your Friday Funnies for a Saturday show. Thank you guys for watching it and being a part of it and all that good stuff because, you know, without you, that segment never works, and it's so much fun to do that on Friday, even if it's on a Saturday. Find us at Ham Radio Live. There will be a link, a hyperlink to our Discord page below in the description section of this here video.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Wile E. Coyote. Genius.
We'll just leave that there, and you join us anytime. Pretty cool stuff. We have a lot of fun with that, which is pretty cool. Topic question today. Are you interested in working Bouvet and Crozet? You remember, everyone's talking about Bouvet. Bouvet, 3Y0J. Everyone wants to work it. But Theory is still working FT8 whiskey. That's number 3. Maybe focus some attention on whiskey, on that one, right? The Crozet Island DXPedition. And then maybe things will settle down a bit for 3Y0J. I don't know. I'd like to work both. It'd be fun to get both of them in the log. I'm hoping to. The BuddiHex is as high as it's ever been. It's literally right now about 26 to 27 feet up. And that's as high as I could ever think to put that thing up. But I really want to make the calls to those guys, so I hope I can make it work. We would love to help you get in amateur radio. Mean that. Truly do. If you thought about getting on the air like I did a few years back and you don't know how to start, the best way, and this worked for me too, seriously, contact a local club. That's the best way. In fact, it was a club right up there that I'm looking at here from Albany, Oregon, which is literally like 15 miles from where I live. That's how you get licensed, okay? But they also can help you answer questions and help you to get the license passed. Great place to start is the Radio Society of Great Britain. Reach out to them by email. Let them know that you'd like to get your amateur radio license and where you live. They'll send you a local to you amateur radio club that can help do everything to help you get licensed. www.rsgb.org.uk. That's www.rsgb.org.uk. We have a BBC 5 sign-off coming. We haven't played in a million years. And I think it's a unique Chickenman. It's not, we've played it before, but I hope you enjoy it. My name's Larry. My call sign in amateur radio is Kilo 7 Hotel November. I don't want the stream to go. I don't. I have waited so many days to do this show, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to do so. Thank you guys for sticking around with me. I am so sorry for all the days I've had to cancel. I mean that. I am so sorry. Till we meet again, wherever you may be. Goodbye, everybody.
We seem to be in a radio studio that's floating in an infinite black void.
Just a green base table.
Some old black Bakelite headphones.
And a solitary antique BBC microphone staring at us like a fly's eyeball.
Don't worry, El. We can't be dead yet. Here's a copy of the Radio Times.
Are we in it?
Yes. Look, lots of Radio 5 programs to be proud of.
Euromix?
Look at that. It's disappeared into the ether.
Vibe?
Danny Baker.
That flew straight off to Radio 1. Look at this. Fantasy Football League.
That flew straight off to BBC Two.
And look at Radio 5 drama.
Gone straight to Radio 4.
There's only one programme left.
What is it?
Nigel and Earl Sort Out Radio 5. Was written by Joe Turner and Martin Jameson.
It starred Andrew Dunn and Fine Time Fontaine.
I bet that's not his real name.
Joanna Brooks, Chris Emmett and Robert Harley.
The production assistant was Kim Wilson.
The studio managers were Roger Danes and Richard Beadsmore.
And it was produced by Liz Anstey. That's gone too.
Everything's gone.
All that's left is this large Bakelite and copper antique switch.
Read the label, Earl.
Radio 5 on, off.
Shall we do it, Earl?
Hold my hand, Nigel.
Be brave, Earl. Let's pull the switch together.
I love you, Nigel.
I love you, Earl. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, hang on a minute, Nigel.
This is BBC Radio broadcasting on 909 and 693 AM. The news with Ricky Salmon and Steve May. 13 soldiers have been hurt in a road crash in Devon. Their army lorry, which was travelling in convoy, is thought to have gone down a bank and overturned after leaving the A303 near Honiton Fort. Steve May. These transmitters are now closing down for the night, but 1FM continues with Anne Nightingale, and at 1 o'clock it's Claire Sturgis. On Radio 2 now, Steve Madden presents Night Ride. From 5 o'clock in the morning, this frequency will carry the new News and Sport network, Radio 5 Live. Morning Report with Jane Garvey will be followed at 6 by the breakfast programme presented by Peter Allen. But for now, it's good night.
In our last exciting episode, the wonderful white-winged warrior had finally come face-to-face with that clever queen of canine criminals, Dog Lady. Yes, and their encounter got off to a memorable start when the feathered fighter opened the conversation with the words,
"So, you're Dog Lady?"
To which, as you'll recall, the canine queen had replied,
"Oh, wow. Woof, woof. Yes, I am."
Well, with those formalities out of the way, the Dog Lady quickly invited the feathered fighter to be her guest for tea and biscuits.
"So you're Dog Lady?"
Ruff. Yes.
Boy, these biscuits are certainly delicious.
Thank you. They're my doggie's favorites, too.
They certainly have good taste.
Perhaps you would care to stay for dinner.
I wouldn't want you to go to any special trouble just on my account.
Woof. Not at all. It will only be pheasant under glass. It's George's favorite.
George?
Oh, haven't you met? George, we have a guest.
Hi there, George.
Oh, down, Georgie, baby, down, baby.
You mean you go to all that trouble just for him?
Well, Winged Warrior, I think the time has come to end this little tea party.
Okay, I'll eat faster. I think the lights have gone out.
That's right, Winged Warrior. Now listen carefully.
Yes, I will.
There are 2 doors in this room.
2 doors?
Yes, behind one of these doors I'll be standing. Open it, and I am your captive.
Oh, yes.
Behind the other door, George is standing. Open that one, and you are George's captive.
I think I have that.
Then make your choice, Fantastic Fowl. The right door or the left door?
I will choose the left door. Nice, George. Good doggy. Nice. Very good dog, George. I like you.
Well, just what does the winged warrior think he's doing? Could it be he really does like George that much? Will Dog Lady's menu tonight be changed to chicken under glass?
That's all, folks.